My name is Aurelius. I am a Roman soldier. I am one of those who helped in the crucifixion of the man they call Jesus. I was the one who nailed his feet. There were many of us who were called. And though all of us showed interest, there were 3 of us who were chosen to crucify the man they called the King of the Jews. A man who put up no fight. A man who was like a lamb led to a slaughter. And there was not one moan or cry that came from him except that of pain when the nails were driven into his hands and his feet. A man who, by a power unknown to me at the time, healed sick people on the Sabbath day. A man who, through a power unknown to me, brought a man to life from death. A man who gave sight to a nuisance named Bartimaeus. Now Bartimaeus was a nuisance, a beggar, a man who I know was blind from birth. And this Jesus out of nowhere came and gave him sight. The man just said some words and Bartimaeus saw when he had not seen for over 38 years. I was called to be one of the ones who got to nail him to a cross. I was also one of the men who was called to guard the tomb after he was buried. I guarded every single night for 3 nights. The first 2 nights were uneventful. There was nothing but guarding. It was such a boring assignment to guard a tomb. But the chief priests, they were relentless in having us guard that tomb. The tomb was sealed with a very, very heavy rock that took over 60 men to move into the opening of that tomb. And then sealed with a Roman seal, a seal that no one was allowed to break. And I was there. I guarded that tomb with my life because my life depended on it. And the lives of those who guarded depended on it. There were always 2 of us at a time. 2 during the day, 2 during the night. The ones who were guarding during the day had it easy, for it was day. But it was harder for us who guarded during the night, for our eyes were always heavy. But I, Aurelius, slept all through the day to make sure that I was always up through the night. I had no heavy eyes. My eyes were never heavy. And on that 3rd night, a light shone so bright that I could see my bones through my flesh. A light which was not a light, but an angel. I was there, I saw. And even though I pretended to be asleep, I saw. And that angel came and turned the stone away from the opening of the tomb. Yes, the stone was indeed rolled away. Now, the chief priests, they paid me well to hide what I had seen, to keep my mouth shut. They paid me very well indeed. $25 pieces of silver and 50 pieces of copper. You know, combined, this is more than that man Judas was paid to turn him in. And I must say, I am a poor man. Or until I received this, I was a very poor man who lived just on the very small salary of a soldier. For you see, soldiers were not simply asked to be soldiers, but we were forced into it. Now, when I told the chief priests what I had seen, they gave me this. And they said, "Take the money or surrender your life." And the moment I took it, without reservation, I took it. 25 pieces of silver and 50 pieces of copper. A fortune, I might say. But I cannot bring myself to spend this money. That's why I'm here in a borrowed tunic and not in the garments of kings. Because they paid me to keep my mouth shut, to hide the truth. But I know what I saw, and what I saw was a man. The man I helped kill walk out of that tomb. Walking. And even though I was stripped from my position and threatened, my family threatened, I believe. Therefore, I cannot bring myself to spend this money.